So you're probably wondering how I got myself into this mess. I want you guys to picture a Flatground trick that you never thought was possible or that you didn't even know the name of. Well, this is me being close to landing that trick, and this is what went down. So tonight I went out skating to my favourite Flatground spot, which as you guys know is under a bridge. You'll see me skate over the bridge currently, and as you guys can see, it's got quite the vibe to it with the city in the background. I was hyped to land a Slappy no slide big spin out after last week's big battle, and this time I brought wax. Last week I landed this one, and while it looks clean, there was a bit of toe drag, and I wanted to wax the ledge to see if I could no slide it better. What you can't see is the ledge is actually skate stopped as well, so I was hoping maybe if I wax it a bit, I could slide over the skate stops and get a cleaner one. Last week was a huge battle. I'll leave a link in the description, and also don't forget to give this the thumbs up if you enjoy it. Leave a comment. I love reading all of your comments. Please give me some feedback on what I can improve and whether you enjoy this style of video. So I started with a few ollies to warm up, and then I went straight into some Flatground tricks, and as you guys can see, I struggled to warm up and struggled to land the Flatground tricks. The weather has been really humid in Australia at the moment, and it's really hot. So I was messing around and I started mentally preparing myself for the Slappy no slide big spin out, but then I felt my pockets and realised that in some weird twist of fate, my wax was missing. I must have dropped it on the way there or something, I don't know. Anyway, I thought, oh well, I'm just going to stick to some Flatground tricks and have a good sesh anyway. So I decided to go for a No Comply big heel. I've been really digging this trick lately. It looks awesome, but I struggle with consistency, so I thought I'd work on one and land a clean one. I was going for one when I accidentally overspun it and spun it into a bigger flip. I then started messing around with it and I ended up rotating my body the full 360 degrees while my board did a 540 shove it with a heel flip thrown into the mix. This was absolutely insane and mind-boggling to me because I realized that this trick was possible. This trick was pretty out of my skill range if we're being honest. So I started trying this instead of the No Comply big heel, and I realised that I probably should land the No Comply big heel first. So I went for the No Comply big heel and ended up landing this one. It was pretty sketch, but I'll take it. I then set my eyes on the bigger trick. The problem with No Comply big heels is that it shreds your tail really fast, and when your tail wears down you get something called razor tail, which is when the tail becomes pretty sharp. I kept on trying the trick and my board started hitting my shins. As a skater who has been skating for years, your mind gets pretty good at blocking out the pain, so I took a few good whacks without noticing. Oh man. That one hit my knee. That's the issue with skating right there. That was from last night. I didn't even feel that. That's happened along the way. My other ankle's like falling. As you can see, my legs started getting dreaded as the board started hitting me in the same spot. Fresh one, Dad. Oh man. Right on that pointy end. Got razor tail now. So I kept on trying and I got really close and ended up stomping this one. And that's when I realized that it is actually possible to land this thing and that it's in my reach. So the most difficult part with this trick is surprisingly the 360 rotation and not the 540 rotation with the flip. And I was struggling to get more than a 270 body rotation while controlling the board. Every time I tweaked the body rotation or the board rotation, the other one sort of suffered. So it was really hard to sort of find that sweet spot. The board also kept on whacking my shins and they started to swell up. I then realized my camera was on 14% battery and it was only a matter of time before it ran out. That was a stomp. I was getting really close, but then my camera ran out of battery and it was pretty late at night. It was actually 10:30 p.m. So I had a big decision to make. Either go home and come back tomorrow, or go home, get a new battery, load up on caffeine and some protein, and head back. I decided I wanted to land this tonight, so I rushed home and started to make my coffee when I saw this huge spider. Everyone was sleeping, so you can't really hear my reaction, but damn, it was huge. I whipped out a banana to show the size and scale of it, and it pretty much had the leg span of my hand. I've even found ones this size in my room, and while they seem really intimidating, and to be honest, they are pretty terrifying, on the most part, they're pretty harmless. They will still give you a gnarly bite though. So after some excitement, I grabbed a new battery, drank my coffee, and powered back to the spot. I was on a major mission, and man, I was so hyped and so pumped to land this trick. I was just powering to the spot, just so determined.
Okay, we're back. Hopefully I'll land it.
I rocked up at the spot and started going for it again, and I got close many times, but I knew I was running on limited energy. I actually had heaps of energy from the caffeine, but my body and legs started to give out, and I was just taking whack after whack to my shins. This is when it actually really started to hurt, and I started barely being able to walk. It kept on hitting me in the same spot. I decided it was time to wrap things up when I couldn't get much spring in my legs to efficiently pop the board, and I decided it was time to head home.
Too much toe drag.
I went to grab my keys, and I realised the wax that I'd brought from earlier had been twisted up in my keys, which was pretty funny. So I left the spot defeated but optimistic, because I know I can land this trick. I've stomped it a few times now, and it's only a matter of time before I get a clean one. I made it a quarter of the way home before one of my legs cramped up and gave out, and I had to sit down for a while. I was really beaten. I really pushed myself and maxed out and gave it all that I had. As you guys will see, my legs took a massive beating and were swollen like crazy, but that's just a part of skating and one of the things that will make landing the trick so much sweeter. When I got home, I did some research and I found out that it was called a No Comply Gazelle Heelflip, and I struggled to find footage of one being done with the full rotation and not just a pivot out of the 180. So needless to say, I'm determined to go back and land this trick clean. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave some feedback on whether you like this style of video and what I can improve on, and subscribe if you're new. Take care guys.
Okay, so that's what's happened to my leg. Basically, it's swelling up here. Got dents here, kept on connecting here. Can't see it, but back of my ankle's screwed. Oh well, next time.